Oh, folks, Titan Carter here. We have SPL Semifinals. It is 3 a.m. in the morning for me right now. Christos 4-2, and Boyd, who I believe is 7-2 going into this campaign. Boyd coming in as the heavy favorite. Going into his matchup, he is like a 86% favor or something according to voters. Going to this matchup, and looks like they have started. So we got a Zapdos versus Yuxi lead. On Christos's end, got the Zapdos, Boyd's end, we got the Yuxi. And Yuxi indicating maybe some kind of bulky set here, bulky lead. Maybe it's like Trick Scarf, maybe it's like a really bulky Yuxi with like Stealth Rock, U-Turn, Thunder Wave, and then like Psychic. Void's gonna get rocks up here. Christos switching into Flygon, trying to scout out either a Trick attempt or a Thunder Wave attempt. Flygon's got U-Turn, that does decent amount of damage, so Christos looks like he's got some kind of balanced team going into this. As for what you can pivot into, I mean, this is kind of tricky because depending on what he has, it's like you have to be very mindful of, oh, Void bring out a rain team with this Yuxi, so Rain Dance, that's very much a thing. But generally, it's a bulkier alternative to lead Azelf in terms of rain setters, so this means you're probably gonna have a Kingdra in the back, maybe you're gonna see almost start in the back too. I mean, John brought it in like week 1. Yeah, so like if Kingra's coming in, then that is gonna hurt. Okay, so really nice play here from Christos to trick the Iron Ball into Kingdra to try to neutralize the speed boost that gets under rain. However, it gets the choice specs in return. So meta could look to like trick that back later on in the game if the opportunity presents itself. That said, other things I'd expect on Blake's team besides the Yuxi Kingdra, maybe another Swift Swimmer, so like a Kabutops, that's something I could see being brought out. There's probably a Road Wash as well. I would fully expect that. Maybe like, yeah, like you have a couple options, but Ronzong is probably on Blake's team. Like you got like maybe a double Psychic setup with like just really bulky Rain Dance setters. So like that's something that Boyd could have going. Christos' team just more balanced. And Christos down to 240 seconds. But let me try to think about how to navigate around this Kingdra. Because this Kingdra can be a real problem. So Christos goes out to Suicune, so not a bad choice because Suicune is probably faster than Kingdra. Most Kingdras under rain would run Modest because you need all the power you can get with rain up, so like, hey, you're gonna get a speed boost, might as well get some extra speed because Modest Kingdra under rain still typically outspeeds Scarflati. And Lucolo was brought out, which makes sense as a Suicune check. Lucolo usually wants Life Orb on these kinds of sets. It's like maybe you're looking at like Hydro Pump, Giga Drain, Rain Dance, and then Ice Beam. With like Life Orb, that's typically a set. As for Christos, like, do you sacrifice the Metagross? Like, really, if you're Christos right now, you're just trying to stall out rain turns. Try to weather a storm, but yeah, so it was barely lose. Very nice from Christos to get some mileage out of Metagross. Being able to explode under Lucolo. Lucolo was a huge threat to Christos' team. And as for a follow-up here, it's like, I would probably I think Suicune's not bad. You could bring out Flygon. That's something you can also do too. And Christos down to 50 seconds, so We bring some clock here, just trying to figure out how to follow this up. Jirachi brought out, yeah, that's another, probably a Thunder. And if it has Thunder, that means that there's like a 60% chance to get Para, so Christos is gonna have to be careful and play around this. Obviously, you have to fly knowledge and play around, you know, Thunder, but again, you're not really. This is a really awkward spot if you're Christos. Like, if you have T-Wing Zapdos, I think, like, I would probably consider just letting the Thunder Wave rip. That's what I would personally do, but what 240 seconds Heatran brought out here. Interesting. I mean, it is usually a good Jirachi check, and it gets parried there. It's probably like Pasho training or something like that, and we're on turn 8, so a couple turns has passed. I think the other problem is that Yuxi will almost certainly get another chance to bring out Rain. And so Christos is last probably like a Breloom or something if this is a fire I asked for. Like, that's just kind of the vibes it gives me. Because again, if Christos had Sand, I feel like Christos had opportunities to bring it out. Went down to 210 seconds. I mean, even though the fire moves under Rain, the damage is going to be reduced, so you still have to be careful with Earth Power, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, if this is Sub-Thunder Ironhead Jirachi, which is a Osgood set, something, it's a bit of an infamous set because of like the fact that you can kind of just brute force past like your checks. If you have Sub, I feel like it might be a good time to pull it out, but that's just me personally. Yeah, one turn to Ring left. I think Christos could actually be in a lot of trouble right now. Yeah, there's the... Oh! That was like probably the last thing Christos wanted to happen. It was like a para at such an inopportune time. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is... Yeah, this is vile. I'm on Void, I'm letting that Thunder rip again, like... Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, Christos forced to bring the Flygon in. It has to break the Sub here. Ironhead's here. Okay, get some real nice chip with the Ironhead on the Flygon, which was... So Christos kind of had his hand forced a little bit. And this Jirachi is probably like 308 speed, might be even more, but yeah, like typically Osgood Rachi runs like 308, that's like a pretty popular benchmark, and yeah, Christos has to commit to that EQ, so for Void, that's a very free turn to get Rain Dance up again. Yeah, this is going to be a challenge for... No, instead just opts to just return with Yuxi, okay. I don't hate that. And you have his lefties. This Kingdra, even though it is slowed down by Iron Ball, whatever move it lets rip is going to probably kill the Zapdos almost certainly. If I'm Christos, If I am Christos, sorry, I'm like super sleepy trying to commentate this at 3 in the morning live, but if I'm Christos, I am probably looking to try to fish for some misses, because again, the Kingdra's slower than you. If you have Sub, it's a great time. I would probably, if you have Sub, it's not a bad time to maybe not this turn, but the turn after, like yeah, you boost up. Try to fish for some misses. Okay, yeah, you can pressure stall this. 1000%. And this Yuxi probably has max speed, but not quite actually. So yeah, nice sub from Christos there, getting the sub Zapdos up. Kind of maybe show him, like, yeah, this is how you sub abuse, potentially, but yeah, so it is Mono Zap. I think Dredre brought a similar Zapdos set against Groudon, although he kind of blew that game, but has to be very careful right now because this might be dire. Gets the crit there. Some would say ironic for Jirachi to get crit like that. But yeah, so Mono Zapdos is very annoying for teams that don't run Clefable. Like if UNC Clefable on the other side like sub-toxic T-Bolt Zapdos is chilling, and because of the Iron Ball that Christos got off with the Megros earlier, this actually makes PP stalling a lot more viable. And also stalling out the ring turns, so that's just something of note. Yeah, I'm summoning again, easily. And yeah, Void just really trying to make Christos like burn as much sub PP as possible. I'm just trying to keep him honest, and Christos is going to be able to stall up those ring turns. However, the question remains on the aspect of how are you punishing this Kingdra. Like, obviously you have the Flygon, which is great and all, but again, you don't have a great switching. Again, if Christos' last is a Brelin, I think this is a good time to bring it out. Because, like I said, to me it just makes, like, Brelin seems to make sense, because you have like a nice fire, water, grass core kind of going along with that, but it might not be. It could be something else. I don't know about this. Well, actually, no. I mean, Hydra won't kill. Well, no. If you're Void, I'll let that Draco Meteor rip. If I'm Void, personally. Christos down to 30 seconds. Although he's probably made this decision already. Void down to 210 seconds. Yeah, like, if Draco Meteor kills, you got Link Rip. And yep, does exactly that. I'm not a fan of that, personally. I was not a fan of Christos kind of doing that. Like, just send the Zapdos in, and the last is Gengar. Okay, interesting. This also makes sense too, because like Christos is 6. Like, you don't have a whole lot of stall breaking power. Like, okay, yeah, you have the Megros. Okay, I see what. Yeah, if the last was Gengar, then okay, I understand why Christos set that up. That like send up the Draco drop, like forcing like a Spadef drop, or sorry, special attack drop for the Kingdra. So like if it missed, then like great, you can just roost again. And okay, yeah, man. Ooh, that is not great. And assuming Void does have a Rotom in the back, this could be really bad. Like, yeah, Flygon probably win, but like, I assume Void might have another Steel in the back. Like, yeah, I think there's gotta be a Rotom in the back for sure. In my opinion, like, you gotta have that. And then, as for Christos, like, Yeah, I guess you can go for the CM sweeper endgame. I don't hate this at all. Completely, like, yeah, the surf crit kind of sucked, but so that was like pretty unfortunate. Christos again down to 30 seconds, and Suicune, like what you can aim for right now is like kind of like a CM Super Suicune endgame, and then what you would do from there, try to rack up as many boosts as you can, and try to like brute force the opponent. That's kind of what you have to do right now. And like I feel like that's probably like Christos' best out. Ideally, you want to take out the steals that come with it. Obviously, it might not necessarily be offensive free attacks Suicune. It could also be something like sub Suicune. If it's sub Suicune, then I think this is like not a bad way to set up that endgame. Void down to 120 seconds. Again, like rain, not something you see a whole lot in DPP, but it's very much a legitimate archetype, very legit playstyle. Void down to 90 seconds, so yeah, he's like trying to minimize the damage that be done here. I think that sweeping's faster, but we usually showed Stealth Rock's U-turn and Rain Dance. Okay, yeah, so it was in fact Combine, or sorry, Thunder Wave last on Uxie, just as I suspected. And yeah, right now, you wanna be, if I'm Christos, I'm getting every boost that I can get. And you wanna basically try to brute force this endgame. Now, what you have to be careful of is like getting moved on. Yeah. Ooh, that is not a comfortable choice to make. I mean, you're Void, I think. Now, Christos could potentially call this out, but if you call it out, you're gonna run into a problem of the Kingdra. Void has to have a second movement. Yeah, okay, so Void's got this wrapped up. If I'm Void, I'm gonna disprove Red Light. I do not care. And yep, Void is going to walk away with this. And that is game, set, match. Very nice rain team from Void. Bit of a very unusual bring on Void's end. Christos, a little bit more standard. I've definitely seen Christos bring the mono zap stuff. As for where I think the game could have went wrong, not too sure for Christos. Like, I mean, Christos made some nice plays like early on, like, you know, get the blue with the Gross off, but I think Christos also genuinely got a little bit unlucky with the Kingdra, with Void's Kingdra just going God mode and having like Sniper somehow acquired like much earlier than anticipated, and like, you know, all that jazz. But yeah, so cool rain take Void, but again, like I don't think Christos necessarily played this super poorly either. Like I think he played okay, or at least there wasn't anything that was like super egregious off the top of my head. Well, I guess the Zapdos, like singing the Zapdos, and I guess that's like maybe there was an alternative after, but it is what it is. That being said, though, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.